Okay, guys, good afternoon. This is the Cannafrica Training Academy. This is training session 9, and this is a recap and refresher. So this is going to be a little bit more upbeat than the last couple, which I think we've extensively covered our training on the onboarding. And so hand in hand with that, I just want to start off with our patient information leaflets. I'm going to show you an example while I share my screen here. And so please, guys, whenever anybody comes to one of our outlets and they purchase from our CBD range or from the THC range, we have a THC patient information leaflet. We also have patient information leaflets for our other CBD products. And the one that I'm sharing with you here is our Cannafrica cannabidiol 600 milligram, which comes in the 10 milligram bottle. So please offer this to definitely first-time buyers, but even as a continuation, please always offer these patient information leaflets. This gives an indicator of what the indicators could be. For instance, here, it advises on daily dosage, particularly on this one, it's a maximum of 1 dropper full, which will give you the 20 milligrams. Sublingually is this delivery system. Sublingually means that this is taken under the tongue. And so we have several for the CBD products, and then obviously we have the THC patient information leaflet. At any given stage, please make sure that you have around 100 of these patient information, the THC patient information leaflets. They are going to be the most popular, but then also please have the other 6 for our CBD and nutraceutical ranges. So that's just an SOP. I think we've covered those SOPs quite extensively, but I just wanted to remind you at all times, please have these patient informations leaflets printed on hand and offer them to all of our consumers. Depending on the product, obviously offer them the correct patient information leaflet that goes hand in hand with that. I also just want to touch on quite quickly on inventory management. This is something that will always be an ongoing. And so inventory management also involves ordering, stocking, and effectively utilizing the products that we have. And, you know, some really good tips on this would be by tracking your sales. You're going to pick up on sale trends, and this will give you a very quick indicator of what the fast-moving items are. And those fast-moving items need to be tracked so that we can make sure that you are always in a position to have the full range of products for our consumers. The system that we're going to use now is that the supervisors will receive an email from me with the email addresses for Mark, for Tertia, for Colafello, and for Junior. And so if all emails could be please directed to these 4 members, and all of these emails need to be emailed to head office on a Monday. So I think let's start that process as soon as we can, so that you know, we have a stable ordering process. And if we place our orders on a Monday, then that gives ample time for us to dispatch, and you will then receive timeously. And so it's important that you know, we bring these systems in. It's only going to streamline the way that your products are received.
James, can I cut in there for like 1 second?
Yes, Dean.
Okay, so that's fine. You've now made that clear that we need to put in orders on Mondays. I know I'm a little bit of a problem child when it comes to orders.
Yes.
I'll put it in. I'll put it in on a Monday, and then I'll want to Uber it to me Monday afternoon.
Yeah, so this is what we're trying to avoid, Dean. You know, I don't want to receive an order on a Friday afternoon and expect a delivery on a Saturday. And so,
so what's the turnaround time if we do it on a Monday? When can we expect stock to be delivered?
Generally, you should receive that stock by that Friday.
Okay, so it's basically a weekly time.
That's correct. Yeah, five working days is 4 to 5 working days, depending on the region that you're in. It's very easy. We often have the courier guy, if in your circumstances, they'll often collect from us if I have everything ready by say 10 a.m. and then it's highly likely that you will receive the same day. Our other outlying areas, we seem that the stuff going down to Belito seems to be next day. Most things are next day. The only ones that we find that take 2 days is the Port Elizabeth region. But everybody else, generally you will receive it the next day. Once that order has been allocated, then we will share the waybill details with you. The courier guy is our national carrier, and tracking of these parcels is very effective and efficient with them.
Okay,
and so
that's fine.
Thank you. And so I will share after this meeting, I'll share the 4 email addresses, please, to send these orders to. And I'll also share, there are 2 order forms. And so the supervisors of each store will receive these order forms. There's one order form for which we call the Cannafrica order form. This has the Cannafrica products, the Shanty lifestyle products, the Eco Life products, and then some edibles and the vapes. So that will be covered on the Cannafrica order form. And then we have the biodata order form. And so the biodata order form will be your 9 categories. They are greenhouse, pre-roll, 3 gram and 5 gram, green door, pre-roll 3 gram and 5 gram, and indoor pre-roll 3 gram and 5 gram. So there are 2 separate order forms. And those, the supervisors for each outlet will complete those and mail those through to us on a Monday. I just think that that's going to streamline everything, and it'll be the better for us all. Everybody happy with this ordering process? I don't think that. I think it's extremely streamlined, and so I don't think there'll be anything there. Nope, excellent. And then everybody really needs to concentrate on the actual physical sales and upselling. And the important thing there, is to have the right mindset to this. And so, we're not going to use gimmicks and razzle-dazzle customers. Customers don't want to be tricked. They want to feel sanctuary chatting with our sales staff. And an important way to begin this is to listen to the client. The more that we listen to them, they get a feeling that we really do care because we are listening. And it's also going to very, very much drive us towards the products that they're going to do. So the listening is the first and key factor. We need to sell solutions. And so that's why the listening and interaction, the engagement with our consumer is so important. So we can find out what their needs are. And once we know their needs, then we can fulfill those. We can guide, we can usher them to the products for their particular requirements. And this is where product knowledge really takes its place. After listening and ascertaining what our consumer might need, with our product knowledge, we can guide them efficiently and directly to the products that would suit their needs. We also don't want to take them to too many products, so limit the options to, the magic number is usually 3. And so always don't just go to one product, offer them a couple of products. For instance, if the person has arthritis and they're looking for some alleviation from that, there's 2 options. We can do the work from the inside. So then we would look at one of our tinctures. There's a pain tincture from our Eco range. So that would then be taken sublingually, and then the work from the CBD can be done from the inside. Alternatively, we have some salves and balms which are applied topically to the skin, to the point of the arthritis. And so therefore the consumer now has some options, or that they could bundle these together so that we work both effectively from the inside and the outside. And, adding value, bundling these items together is how we upsell. And so that somebody might have just come in expecting to buy a salve, but they weren't aware that we can work from the inside with a tincture, and that could very well be the solution to their problems. If we have consumers that have come to us and have made specific inquiries, and we've made note of those, the important thing is to follow up with those consumers. When the correct, if the item that they're looking for has come into stock, and then it's really important to follow up with those, because what that does is it grains, it's building relationships with our consumers. When it comes to the sale, keep it simple. After you've done all of the listening, keep it simple. Our consumers don't want to have a 20-minute conversation. So keep it simple, and by keeping it simple, I would often refer to ask probing questions. What is the ailment? And by asking these questions, we can very quickly usher them to the correct product. And then make the upsell relevant. Don't, if somebody has arthritis, usher them to the coffee, for instance. So keep the upsell relevant to the requirements of the consumer.
But maybe their dog also has arthritis.
Well, then we have a pet range, and so well done on that, Dean. And so then we can usher them towards the pet section. And so that is a classic example of an upsell. By doing so, then we're going to exceed our customers' expectations. Like you said, Dean, they've come in for their arthritis, and then they'll leave knowing that they can also assist with their companion pets. We call them companion pets. Those are our cats and dogs and rabbits and hamsters, etc. We've also have.
If I look at the, sorry, I'm interrupting you. And if I look at the previous animal talk we had, apparently horses are a big thing.
Yeah, the equine, the global equine market has taken very, very strongly to CBD, but with horses it's a little bit different because of the way that they digest their food, and so it's I would always leave it to the vets when it comes to the equine, so that they can just get the dosage correct. They're slightly different to us there.
Okay, so we'll look at the companion pets.
Yes, that's our strong market for where we position ourselves. So let's just stick to the companion pets. There's a lot of data. All we need to do there is it a small, medium, or large animal, and then it's 1 drop, 2 drop, or 3 drops when it comes to the tincture, and then the pet's treats. If there's a thunderstorm approaching, depending on the size of the dog, small, medium, large, 1, 2, or 3 treats, and that often proves to be successful. And so give multiple choices. If somebody comes in and it's arthritis, we need to give them the choices of an internal solution and an external solution. But then don't try to oversell. Don't now put it out of reach, because we don't want someone that's came in for 1 product and we've pitched them 13 products. It's a little bit too much for them. And so when you're upselling, base your recommendations on true customer needs. And if you approach it with this attitude, it's really hard to go wrong. So that's why the very beginning stage, listening to our customer is, it's going to guide us all the way through. So we need to build trust and develop a rapport with our customers. That's going to ensure that we have this return custom. And don't be greedy. You know, people don't want to deal with someone that seems a little bit sly or snake-like. You know, be very honest and open, and you know, we're going to find that that's really going to push us towards the right direction. Everybody happy with that?
No, I agree. So nobody must ever use brill cream on their hair when they go to work in the shop. No slick hair do's. No.
Oh, okay. So from the slyness, you get to the slick brill cream. I see that.
Anyway, no, it's cool. Continue.
Okay, so how we show up is also very important. You know, the first time a consumer sees us, you know, if you show up looking like you know what you do, that it really travels a long way. People will build more confidence, and they will enjoy the experience more. They will open up more, and then we will obviously be able to find out what their requirements are, so that we can you know, we can find those solutions for them more effectively. Another strong point on this is the way that we merchandise. If anybody enters one of our retail outlets, it needs to have that iPhone store look and feel. And merchandising, it seems very simple. It's something that has to be continually pressed upon. All of the labels need to be front-facing, the spacing between our products. If somebody is just window shopping, this plays a very, very crucial role. It's, you know, I've mentioned many times, people eat with their eyes. And so the more attractive our displays look, the more professionally that they are laid out. It's a direct view on who we are and how we do it. It's very important that the cleanliness aspect is always there. Do take that time to at the start of the day and at the end of the day, sweep and mop if necessary. All of our shelvings need to be dust-free. All of our products need to be dust-free. You know, we are the leading cannabis brand in South Africa, and the only way that we can maintain that is through doing these things diligently. And so do spend that time on merchandising, and please do spend that time on making sure that the products are displayed outstandingly beautifully. We can't emphasize it enough how important it is that that the way we show up is a direct indicator of who we are. Anybody like to add to that? So this all makes up the customer experience. If a customer has a really good experience, the likelihood of them telling their friends at a braai, around a dinner table, everybody is interested in CBD and cannabis, and everybody is trying to in their own way learn as much as they can. You know, we are the touch point for that. We are the knowledge base for these consumers. And after their experience with us, you know, the best word of mouth is the best way to get anything over to our friends and family. If they've heard it from you, it's really going to make a big difference opposed to seeing a printed ad. And that's where social media can really knock the ball out of the park. Social media, when handled correctly, has such a large audience. It can turn your business upside down. Look at these two guys now with the Prime cool drink. Mark, what were these two guys' names? Do you recall?
Yeah, they're those YouTubers that my kids love. Crazy. I nearly paid 500 Rand for a juice. KSI and Jake Paul. But I read the other day, they've each pocketed $250 million from the launch of this Prime juice, this drink. So
So
quite
that
a
really shows
quite an
the
interesting
power.
case study. Yeah.
It really does show the power. So when it comes,
Interesting fact. Can I add something to that whole prime thing?
please do.
So interesting marketing around that. What Macro did is they set out like advertising to say, get primed and get 6 Energiades for $39.99. That's the cost of one prime bottle of what you call it. So they kind of took that perspective of something that's now booming and turned it into something else to promote a different product. I don't know how we could apply something like that, but I get the point where social media can actually boost our sales, and we need a bigger social media presence for Cannafrica, because to be quite honest, I don't see a lot of social media in or around Cannafrica. I've seen that Belito has got something. I've seen here and there, but it's not like there's like a presence promoting Cannafrica products in making the public aware of it.
There definitely is a huge shift in that happening currently, Dean. We have some new franchisees on board that really look to the benefits of social media, and so you're going to very, very soon see a shift there. But we also find ourselves uniquely positioned, being in cannabis. Everybody is interested, and if they're following social media and they see posts relating to cannabis, the likelihood of them looking at that opposed to a photostat printer, for instance. People are really interested in cannabis, and it is, you mentioned a growing industry, excuse the pun, but you know, it is so quickly expanding, and I honestly believe that through our social media campaigns, we can only do better. I know that Roxanne is working on a very tight and a very neat planned outlay, and so I think we all look forward to that.
Cool.
But you know, just this you know, back to this prime, it really shows the power, and what we need to do is we need to make sure that from our side we can try to emulate, try and get as much interest as we can. The more interest that is out in the market, this is where they're going to identify a brand that is trustworthy, and a brand like ours. And you know, we own the entire value chain. We have our Sweetwater's aquaponics facility. So aquaponics is, as I've gone through before, but it's we farm fish, we farm tilapia, and those tilapia, we use that wastewater, and that wastewater provides the nutrients for our plants, and it is 100% organic. There are no chemicals used in our aquaponics facility. And that is a strong selling point that we will use in our social media campaigns. From Sweetwaters, we have obviously the propagation of the plants. We grow those fully through into flower, and then once that's cut, it's called the manufacturing, and then that biomass will some of it will go into flour for retail, whether it's pre-rolls, 3-gram bags or 5-gram bags. We further refine that through a distillation process that we can put into our vapes. We have live rosin, and we also able to make other extracts, high potency extracts like hashish and shutter. And so by owning this entire value chain, it really opens up the options for the variety of products that we have. They're all basically delivery systems, whether it's a smokable, an edible, or a vapable, but we've got the customer covered from every angle, and that is you know, we're the only people in South Africa that own this full value chain right through to retail. So it's from the cuttings through to the full plant, through to the packaging, the pre-rolls, the labeling, distribution through to retail, and then directly through to the end user.
James, sorry, I want to just post a question there. Okay, you actually got me quite intrigued with the whole shatter part. The hashish, I think we're going to struggle a bit with, because that's kind of a more old school thing. The shatters and those types of concentrates with the vapes, I think that would be very popular. I don't know if we have access to shatter already. I haven't seen anything around that. So it would be nice to know if there's timelines regarding that and how we can get hold of that, because we certainly do have patients that's got like high tolerance and they've got serious pain, and they've been using, well, there's no other way to put this, so much that a pre-roll is not doing it for them. Where you would need a concentrate to actually get the patient to get pain relieved, and the concentrates would be great for that.
So Dean, a few things, I'd say in the last 10 months, we have been sampling, we have been investigating, call it extracts. We've had them available a little while ago. I think about 6 months ago, 7 months ago, we had them available. We have things lined up to make these extracts available. Where we are a bit constrained in relation to other I don't want to say competitors, but other 420 shops and cannabis shops, is that we can't just release these products onto the market. We do have to toe a line. In saying that, and why I say that is, we need to firstly just onboard these extracts and include them in the observational study. That's step one. That's not a big problem. We also have been going around investigating various, call it partners, extraction partners. We finally figured that it's just best that we do it ourselves. We hold one of 3 cannabis extraction licenses in the country. We're busy setting up our lab. We have got the right people together, and we've been slowly just getting these extraction methodologies buttoned down. So your question is, when is this going to be available? It's coming soon. We have done quite a lot with our D8 extracts. We've done quite a lot with our D9 extracts. We have been going backwards and forwards with the rocket scientists that are doing this, but it's coming. Like I said, we did have the shatter and the crystalline available some time ago, and that's going to be available again soon. We've been doing a lot of work with our D9 extracts. These things are being added onto the products in our observational study. Thank you, James. Perfect. I hope that answers everything.
Cool. So I can place my order on Monday?
No. Not on your order.
No, but I understand quite a big process. So, but I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we do understand and appreciate the market's appetite for these extracts. As for reasons I've explained, we aren't able to just rush these onto shelves just yet. We have to tick all of our boxes.
Okay, cool.
Super. And because modern day cannabis is so much stronger than it was as soon as 10 years ago. We weren't getting anywhere near the strengths that we're receiving, and so that's a very pertinent point that Mark pointed out, is that how we release these very high potent extracts is as a path that we have to be very cautious with. But Dean, they will be coming. They will be coming out. So just to the reason for this was just for a recap, and important thing that I want to get out of this session is our Our inventory management, that is as far as the way that we store our products, the way that the ordering process happens, and we need to streamline that. And so if we can have those order forms emailed through to us every Monday, then we know that that is going to add a lot onto the efficacy of how the stock is received. And also want to reiterate the importance of the patient information leaflets. Every time that somebody is, while they're filling in their biodata research onboarding form, you get that THC patient information leaflet ready, and it's going to go into the bag with their first purchase without fail. We will know if they are return customers because we will be adding those products that they take onto onto the IQ Retail. And so we can see that they previously have taken product, but still please offer that patient information leaflet. When people are purchasing our more medicinal CBD range, there are patient information leaflets available for that range. And so, please make sure that everybody has accessibility to these patient information leaflets. Furthering our earlier conversations, how we show up is a direct indicator of the way that we are going to conduct ourselves. And so personal grooming, the way that you dress, the attitude that you have, these are massively key factors into that first touch point that we have with our consumers. So we really need to do that, and we can do that further from ourselves in the way that our store or our kiosk shows up, and that is through diligent merchandising and cleanliness. Another point on that is on our daily desk book that we make notes. These notes would be inquiries from consumers, but also on there needs to be a maintenance checklist. So every day check. Is the signage still on form? Is it still looking stunning? I don't want any peeling edges or missing letters. So we really need to pay attention to that and make a note of that so that the supervisor or owner are fully aware that there are items that need maintenance. This could also be, is there a light bulb or a tube? Is there a chip on a tile? We really need to pay attention to the smaller details. We will find that our consumers often spend quite a bit of time in our store. They love to hear this product knowledge that we share with them, and that can extend their stay. It's likely that while people are standing around, they're going to notice these little blemishes. And so we please really be on top of if there's any maintenance that needs to be fulfilled. The signage, light bulbs, cleanliness, the beautiful displays that show off our products. We've got an amazing range. And I know that every time people enter our store for the first time, they are literally taken aback. The way that we follow that up is through our exquisite product knowledge. Guide consumers to the products that after you've listened to their needs, guide them to the products that we know will assist with that particular need or ailment. And that gives us the opportunity in that short moment for our upsell, our bundling of things together. So this is, as Dean alluded to earlier, it's not just arthritis for the lady. We can help with her dog or cat too. And that's the exciting bit.
Yes, James, sorry, I'm gonna just interrupt. I'm gonna play PA here. I'm so glad someone else also asked a question. I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce his name right, Vilash. He had something in the chat. I don't know if you can see that. If you can actually answer that, that's actually a good question. How do we actually, if we do the social media, where do we draw the line? I mean, are we going to advertise 5-gram bags? That doesn't sound right.
No. But all social media posts, I would run them through head office. We'll guide you. We have a very strict corporate identity, and the positioning of logos, the space between letters, all of this is very important for our corporate identity. So please don't be slapdash. And no, we won't advertise 3-gram or 5-gram bags, but we will. There are so many other ways that we can have our consumers' attention. Once we have them in store, that's when our magic starts.
Yeah, I want to jump in there, James. I'm just reading this question of Velash's. So firstly, apologies for Marvin's call it lack of response. Velash, but you've got my email address as well. We actually have a workshop tomorrow morning regarding social media strategy. And I'm happy to share with you a poster that has been done before, and that just gives you some idea of not just the CI, but of words that are used in marketing and advertising. As bullet points, we can mention things like flower and pre-rolls and vapes and edibles, because everybody in the 420 or cannabis space knows exactly what that is speaking to. What we can't do is advertise a special on, a 5-gram bag, because we don't sell cannabis. It's critical. Okay. So I just hope that gives you some idea on sort of the wording around what our messaging is. Use words like flower or pre-roll or edible or vape, but don't use words like special on Exodus cheese. Okay, we don't sell cannabis. All right, I must stress that daily. But we'll all get it. This is something. This is a part that we're all on together. So no, specials on cannabis is a no-no, but mentioning words, relating to it is fine. We need to be rather elegant with this.
Thank you, Mark. And I believe that last word that Mark used there, elegant, I think that sums up the way that we show up. There are very strong keywords that can be used in the place, and we'll direct and guide our way through that. And then, just the last point that I'd like to touch on here is, as Mark mentioned as well, we don't sell cannabis. And our narrative in store is that we receive a contribution for these products. The more and more that I mention this, and I will continue mentioning this, I think that this is the thing that sets us apart from the rat race. In closing, on this session, we will have a session that's going to go a lot more in detail for social media, and I'm sure all of our questions, like Mark mentioned yesterday, we have an extensive meeting on social media tomorrow morning, and it's very possible that next week we can come back with a lot more targeted information from our social media side. Does anybody have any questions on today's topic?
I'm good. Anton is quite quiet today. He normally comes in at the end.
Nee, wat Oudien, vandag luister ek net. I'm just listening today.
100%. So guys, please, how we show up is the most important, so take that little bit of time in the morning, just to make yourself look really good. You're going to feel better, and that's going to become very prevalent in our sales. Okay, guys, this has been a recorded session, training session 9, recap and refresh. And so this will be available on our YouTube channel very soon. I thank everybody for your attendance, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Everybody okay?
Cool.
Lovely. Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Cheers. Bye.